Alrighty, legends, we'll kick off in just a little sec. I'm gonna grab some water, get ready to start, and we'll dive in. Alrighty, welcome. Hello everybody in the stream, in the chat. I hope you can hear me okay and see me okay. If you're here and you could just chuck in hello and where you're at in the comments, just so that I know that you can hear me and see me, we're all good to start. And we'll begin kicking off. So a little bit of who am I, where are we at? So my name's Alex, I'm the co-founder here at Webstudio. And tonight, we're gonna have a fun little event where we go through our giveaway and announce the winners we have 10 licenses of our ultimate agency sort of tier package. And then after that, we're just gonna go through a little bit of Q&A, any questions, bit of a wrap up for the year. And post, I'll probably finish off with like chill, start building something. I'm super keen to build out like an e-commerce or a checkout site. So we might do that live, we'll see how we go, but we'll probably be around for about 2 hours tonight. Feel free to jump in, feel free to jump into the comments. We'll just play it by ear, see how we go. So I can see here in the chat, I've got Hobby Decoupage, maybe? French, hello, bonjour. Nice to see you. J-Deep, welcome. Valentin, welcome to the chat. And Seku, I think that's your name. Yeah, welcome to the chat too. So we are going to start off today with, I definitely should have planned this better. Let's start off with, let's move this around, get my little Webstudio builder up, and I'm gonna open up the giveaway. Hey Heinrich, welcome. Thank you, and welcome to the chat from Ireland. Okay, I think this is all working. What we'll start off with is our little lifetime access giveaway. So we ran this for about half the month of December, and it was essentially a promotion where users could share and promote Webstudio on socials, and with each share or comment or interaction, that would get them additional entries. So you can see here, we've got about 485 people joined the giveaway. There was a total of 7,500 entries, and we're pretty much ready to award. So I've never done this before, but I've also never done it live. Bear with me. We'll see how it goes. I might just pop out the chat as well, if I can figure out how to do that. Chat, where are you? Okay, we'll do chat pop out in a sec. Actually, if I need it to talk to people. Alrighty, bear with me, just one sec. Just gotta figure out how can I get to my YouTube chat. Oh, all right, hang on. Give me a sec, guys. I'll figure this out and I'll be right with you. All right, I got there. Let's move this back across. Listen to the corner. Jump back into the screen share. Okay, we are back here, and check this out. I've got a little floating chat, so I can see what you guys are saying. If I'm looking over there, it's probably because I'm looking at you. If I'm looking straight, kind of straight, that's pretty much at the screen. Okay, so let's go ahead with the giveaway. I wish I won this. Seku, good luck, man. Beep, boop, beep. Ready to award. Okay, so here are our winners of the giveaway. You can see the chances and all of their details. I'll also be emailing all of you guys with details on your key and how you can access the account or code to redeem it. And happy building. But otherwise, yeah, thank you all so much for joining in. Thank you very much for all the participation. It was so cool to see all of the different shares and comments and reactions, both within the community, but more across socials and different comments. It was super, super cool. So to everyone who won, congratulations. I will be emailing you out. And for those who didn't, Seku, I'm sorry, man. There will be other giveaways in the future. I can guarantee that. This is a pretty good, I think, overall experience. And we'll take things from there. Hey, Gregor, welcome to the chat, man. Okay, so I will share giveaway winners on the Discords and email each of you next. What I want to do now is I want to build out, or have a look at building out a little bit of an e-commerce site. And as I'm just building that out, we'll sort of look at, hey, do you have any questions? Is there anything you'd like to see or do within Webstudio? And I can show that, or yeah, we'll just sort of chill out and go together. Okay, so close off the giveaway today. Congratulations again to all of the winners. And we're gonna jump in sort of from scratch to Webstudio. So I'm gonna start off by creating a new project. And what I want to build today is essentially, I wanna figure out what is the easiest way to resell Webstudio templates. So we've already got more or less a system in place to be able to share editable or like clonable URLs where you can copy different parts of a site without breaking sites. So like you could have template authors who create a share URL, and then the users or the purchasers can just access it via that URL and then use different parts of the templates. As an example, let's have a look actually on Discord here. We went through a recent, I think you should be able to see this. Yeah, here we go. Where is it? Here we go. Countdown timer tutorial. So we're going through here, and Christoph here was asking, hey, is there any easy way to create a countdown like this? It's like, yeah, it is relatively easy. I'll create a clonable. And so this is what I built. And then if I open this up in a new tab, you'll see it will open up the website itself within the editor, but it won't allow me to break things. It'll just allow me to clone things. So I could go to part of the site like this, and let me open up blueprints, for example. And then that would allow people to be like, okay, I want to build out a template kit. And here's, for example, say I wanted to be able to copy these cards. They can go and they can copy the item. So I'll just do Control C. And then they can jump on to their own project. And go, I don't know, do I have stuff? Yeah, I do have some stuff on this page. Just delete it. Beep, boop. Paste, and you'll see it chuck it in. Obviously, this hasn't inherited any styles because I don't have a style guide on this site, but there is a way to get around that. I'll show that in a sec. Mohammed, welcome, man. It's good to see you again. The winners were declared, so they should have all received an email automatically. But I'll also post this on socials as well as on our Discord. Okay, so I'm gonna start a project from scratch here. And let's call this emoji, so I don't forget that it's something I'm working on. Let's do shopping cart. That'll work. And let's call this, I want to try with Gumroad. I've never used Gumroad before. So let's try Gumroad e-commerce. Sick. I wonder if there's a way to see how many people are in the chat. I'm sure there's a way just on Streamlabs or Discord or something. Anyhow, doesn't matter. Whoops. Okay, so we've got our little project opened up. The first thing I want to do is I've already created a style guide and I work around this style guide for all of my projects. So I'm going to pull that in. That is the style guide that I have set up as a clone here. And I'll walk you through that. Let me show you. And essentially the idea of this is I've predefined like the styles of all my different headings, my buttons, text sizes, fonts, and so on. So I'm like stuff that I'm going to reuse over and over again. And I've mapped all of these then to tokens. So if I looked at like my primary red color here, you can see I've got all of these different tokens that are all tied to that red. So it makes it really easy for me to reuse the red. Now, if I want to reuse the same style guide on other websites, it's pretty easy. All I need to do is copy it as a whole. So I'll go to the page wrapper here, Control C, go over to my other page or my destination site. I'm going to create a new page on this. Let's call this one Style Guide. And I'm simply going to paste in my style guide. You'll see it pulls it in, it's got all the styles. If I then leave this page and start creating something new, so let's just say I add a heading, I'll have all my tokens from my style guide. So I can make that heading one. My heading one happens to be black or dark colored. So if I added a PG N for neutral and 950, there we go. So you can see heading one has appeared up here. Seku says, I'm glad tools look familiar with CSS. Yeah, that's the goal, man. So like a lot of the objective behind Webstudio has been to move away from this black box, hidden, you don't know what the code is doing behind the scenes. And it makes it hard to scale and troubleshoot and really do intricate stuff. So everything you see on Webstudio is pretty much a direct translation. Actually, not pretty much, 100%, a direct translation of HTML and CSS. Okay, so back to what we're going to build. We were going to build a template kit. So I'm going to go and see, or start off with some inspiration. Do we have, or do you have, does anyone have in the chat any UI kits or template kits that they like that I could get some inspiration from? I generally tend to go, or at least at the moment, very like dark mode theme. Maybe it ties to my clothing. I don't know. Black, 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 black. We'll see. All right, so let's go. Which sites do we like? We like Vercel. Vercel looks cool. Let me think. What else has the same sort of dark theme that I could inspire myself from? Raycast. I feel like Vercel might have also added some other things. Okay, we'll come back to that. Let's go Vercel homepage. Sweet. What does their pricing page look like? Just pricing. So I'm kind of thinking to do like a combination of like a page that's a bit of a landing page and has a combo of like hero section and then the different features. And then sort of end it at the bottom with like a pricing kind of page where we've got then the different tiers that you can pick from, perhaps some social proof, some stats. I won't have this whole breakdown. I don't think that's going to be something that we need. Let's see, for Raycast, they've got a lot more color. I like the color. I like the bento boxes, they're cool. I haven't made any bento boxes before. We might do some bentos. How about Gumroad? Is this logged in? No. Okay, this is what, no, oh, maybe it's an ad. Gumroad.com, let's try that. Yeah, there we go. Okay, very brutalist, I like that. I probably won't use that though, and it's just a lot of things and car. Okay, this is a bit too complicated. I won't use that, but I'll keep the page opened because we'll probably log in next. So let's start off. Let's do something like this. maybe a hero section. I'm thinking hero section, big picture, and a GIF. I should probably use Studio Paint. So okay, is this gonna draw? Yeah, hero. And in this hero, we have, I think I want a big picture at the top, which might be a video or a GIF or something like that. But you enjoying paint? Hang up, welcome to the chat. And then below that, let's do headline. It's like, I'll just do, yeah, that's a headline, big headline. And then on the side of that, I'll do description and call to action button. Okay, not super pretty, totally fine. Let's start with that. So I think I've already got some stuff that looks similar. And then below that, they just have a message. We have similar on the Webstudio site, which I think is quite cool. So I might do something like that as well. And then can't think of a use case for this type of section, even though it's really, really cool. We might try some bento boxes after that. Okay, let's just start building. So I'm going to start off with that section because I know I've got a template for that hero that looks somewhat similar. Wait, what was I going for again? Image at the top, text below. Okay. Something like this, I think. And then I could add a video at the background. Or do I want text at the top and image below? Okay, I'm not sure. Let's go image top, text below. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I've got this as a section. So I'm going to copy my section here. And if any of you want to use these, it's on Discord, but I'll also chuck it in the chat as well in case you want to use the kit. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to add a page wrapper. So I'll just call this page wrapper. I'm also going to add inside of this, say header code. Actually, we'll make this a slot on a box. Where are you? Do I already have that slot in my style guide? I might. Yeah, actually, let's do this. So we'll copy this whole page. And then we're going to jump back to the original page and I'll just delete everything that's inside of it. Wait, we've got all of our layouts sort of kind of pre-made. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of mobile nav. We're going to get rid of the section. And then in the header slot, we've just got some extra CSS so that I can use grid because I really like grid and we don't have the visual styles for them yet. And then I've got in my body, I've just got some nice font smoothing stuff and then line clamps. Line clamps is just something that I'm used to using. It's like on cards where you have like how many lines of text should there be before it does that 3 little dot ellipses. And then in here, what's this? Oh, this is just the light move embed, so I can get rid of that one for now. And the other light move. Alrighty. So inside of this, let's now add a box. Chuck it in the middle. Let's call this one main. And I'm going to change this to main. Just go to that. Why have I got a spot up here? There's probably some CSS that is not. Unless I applied something and forgot. Alright. Let's just get this going and I'll do a quick refresh in case I broke something. going, alrighty. So let's add inside of our main content. We're then gonna copy that section that we added. So just copy it, boop. So I'm gonna go here, Control V. There we go. That's pulled in. And okay, I didn't think of this, but this is always full width. And I don't know if I want it to be always full width. So let's go back. I'm also just going to clear up some of these breakpoints because there's way too many breakpoints on here. So I just want 280, 124, 780, 640. Jarek, sorry you didn't win, man. But check out the free tier. You can still a lot to build, lots of cool things. All right, I'm getting distracted. Oh, caught up. Okay, 2XL, XL, LG, MD, SM. That's what I want to keep. Everything else we can get rid of. That one, and delete that. There we go. That looks a lot cleaner. I probably don't need the SM and MD breakpoints. They're pretty similar, but just in case. And let's set this top section here, this image, to also have the same max width. So I can do this, I think, just by dragging it into the container. Maybe not. Maybe. There we go. Okay. And I'll set my container flex to that, and I'll just add some gap. So let's do 2 rem gap in between. I think that looks pretty good. And this bothers me ever so slightly, but I'm not sure why. Let's go over to here. All right, what do we got? So they have on Vercel, they have a big headline at the top, like overlaid. And then they have all their text on the left. That looks kind of, well, not kind of, like way cleaner. Let's pull this out a bit. Well, I think. What do we think? I really like how they've done the split part at the top here. They've got like the text that overlays it. It's got the same background color, so it just looks like it cuts through. But I'm not sure if that will work with picture. Sorry, with the play video at the back. All right, maybe we'll come back to it. Let's, for now, we'll keep this as it is. We'll come back to the heading in a sec, and we'll move on to our next sections. So I'm going to go and add a new section. Just gonna put this section. I'm going to give it a token, also of section. And then inside of this, I'm going to create a container. That. This will give it PG-N-950. So that's like our darkest shade of neutral. Valentin is saying I need some borders around the button. I completely agree. So I do have, this is like my button S. I do have a variant of my button. I think it's called BTN-O. Yeah, there we go. And I might just reset the zoom a little bit so you can see. So very slight border. I'm even considering just flat out going like bright color for the main call to action here. So I've got that here if I just go BTN and having that. But I'll come back to it. I'm not, this whole hero section's kind of confused, like not super satisfying right now. Not my favorite. Okay. So what are our benefits? We have templates. What do our templates do? They're fast. I actually have some copy of this written before. Let's go to an old template kit of mine. So this is a good, I think, base or example for me to build off on the type of content that I want to add. So it's like little description, so that we can put at the top, and then we go into what it is directly. Okay, how it's built, how it scales. There's one other thing that I quite liked that I saw recently as well, which was this. Is it on here? Yeah, here. This like bento sort of grid. I thought that was really cool, with the first card being the main one. Maybe we'll start just by building the grid, and then after we've built the grid, we'll think about how we do the content and where we move stuff around inside of it. Anita, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Feel free to ask me any questions as I'm going. It doesn't have to be about what I'm building as I'm building it. It can be about anything. I don't know, anything about anything, happy to answer, but also anything Webstudio. Just chuck it in the comments. Yeah, welcome Anita. Okay, bento grid. How are we gonna do bento grid? Bogdan, hey man. So I think this is our Bogdan. 99% sure. I don't know any other Bogdans. But anyone else in the chat who does not know, Bogdan is the genius engineer behind a lot of the UI that you're seeing on Webstudio at the moment. And he's currently working on the exciting CMS functionality. Yes, it is him. He just replied. So he's currently working on the CMS integrations, and has shown us some pretty cool stuff. We might check it next, although I'm a little bit nervous because, you know, whole live stream, never played around with it before, do it first time live, always breaks, but we'll see. Okay, bento grids, bento grids. How are we gonna do our bento grids? Are there good examples of bento grids online? Bento grid example. Oh, here we go. 34 bento grid examples, perfect. Oh, here we go. 34. Okay, I'll give it a sec. It's taking its time. Ooh, cal.com has a very nice setup. I like that a lot. Wait, what do you... No, I don't want to... I did see another one that was interesting there. Gitbook. Okay, here we go. This is cool. This is really cool how they do these little animations. All right, I am quite keen to do something like this. So we've got headline at the top, and then we've got 3 columns, and then the last one spans 2 columns. And this one spans 3 rows, I would assume. It's kind of like same size, and then we've got a nice big call to action here. I like this too, and then we get into some features, some benefits. All right, Gitbook is really nice. I think they've just recently updated a lot of their branding and site, and it looks pretty awesome. Okay, let's start with this. So, big headline, say H2, 3 columns. So I'm going to go with, let's just call this one intro. And below that, we're also going to add a new element, which I will call grid. And also going to switch out our container so that it stacks this way. Got the right spacing and everything. Yep, that's good. Now, inside of our intro, I'm going to add a headline. And I'm just going to have a look back at my content over here. So what I did, it's a little bit cheeky. What I did on this landing page to rank it on Google is these little headlines here are just pure H1 SEO optimized headlines. You can see here, or H2. And then what actually looks like a headline is just text. So I'll set things up the same way on our side. And then if we change anything around, we'll see how we go. Okay, so let's go heading. The style that we want of this to have, I think, is heading 1. Yep, nice and big. That works well. And I'm also going to add a paragraph. Oh, hang on, no, I mixed these up. So let's start over. I'm going to add a heading, which will be text dash base, I think. It's just, yeah, so just like our basic style. I can probably even remove the font weight, set that to normal. You can also use your style panel here. I've just got a bunch of tokens that I'm used to using, or you can use my tokens, feel free. Okay, and then outside of that, I'm also going to add a paragraph. I'm going to move it above. No, below. And the paragraph, we're going to make it look like a heading. There we go. So in practice, we've got our heading. It's like a small text. We can optimize that for search. And then what humans will read first, we can optimize for humans. And then below that, we've got grid. Okay, cool. So I think I have a token of grid. So we'll use that. Oh, if I can spell. No, I don't. Okay. So let's apply a token of grid. But what we really want to do here is start adding some classes. Now, what I have on this project, which I was showing you earlier, is I've got all of my CSS grid styles written in a little code block so that I can actually use grid without needing the UI for grid. The UI for grid is something that's coming in the new year and something we're working on, but at the moment, we don't quite have it yet. So here's how you can get around it. Is I just have my little class names that I know. So I know grid sets the display to grid, and then I can go grid dash cols dash 3. So that sets it to 3 columns. And I don't know if I need to specify the rows at this stage. So we'll start with that. Then I'm just going to change this to flex just so I can get my gaps within the UI. What do I have? Do I have gaps? No, I have gaps. Okay. So let's set the gap within each of these column cards to 1 rem. Then we're going to go add a new box. So you can see if I duplicate these boxes, so Control D to duplicate, you'll see they start filling out the grid in the way that they're intended to as CSS grid, right? So if I then go and select this first box, and we give it a class. Don't know if I have row spans. Let's try row dash span dash 2. Oh, I do. Okay, cool. So row span 3. That box we want it to span 3 rows. This box we also want it to span 2 rows by memory. So if we go back to that, where is it? Here we go, book page. And we sort of visualize it. You can see it's like 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming like this box could be fit here once and then one more time here. So let's try that. So back to my little layout here. So this spans 3 rows. This I'm going to give it a class of row span 2. And this one I'll also give it a class of row span 2. Did I do that wrong? Hang on. Did I do okay, maybe it's just because it hasn't got its content. And then this one here will make it column span. So col dash span dash 2, and then this should grow across both. Okay, sweet. So you can kind of see here I've got my little layouts, right? And it's mostly there. And then what do they have inside of our grid? So the way they've got this is like, what are we going to call that? Like a pill kind of thing? I think there's an official name for it. And then below that, just some basic text. Is this a heading? Let's have a look. No, just some normal text. And then below that, just paragraph text. So it's essentially pill, tag, whatever we want to call it. So it's essentially icon, headline, description, paragraph. And then the images move, and they're a little bit different between each of the boxes. So let's try. Back to our ecom here. So let's just name these. We'll just do col1, col2, col3, and col4. Even though it's not really the fourth column, it will just be easier for me to remember that way. And then inside of this, we said we were going to add a pill. Now, do I already have any pills on my existing project? Not those kind of pills, Alex. No, bad. Oh, that camera's gone. Mohammed, welcome to the chat, man. And he says, looks good, son. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. You know, work in progress. Where am I at? Okay, style guide old. No, that's not what I want. Where am I at? Okay, style guide old. No, that's not what I want. Might have. Do I have anything on my style guide page that I could use? Like I've got these little tags up here, token labels, but I don't want to change them and then impact the rest of the site. So I might just create something from scratch. Let's try. Okay, so back to my homepage. And to the 4 other viewers lurking in the background who just joined, welcome to the chat. Oh, 3, 1 dropped. That might have been a bit critical. Okay, so tags, little pill tag thingies. Let's start by applying. So I'm going to add a box. Let's just call this pill. And inside of the pill, we will just add some text. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm going to give this a background color. Now, how are they styling their colors on the book? Okay. So it's like primary color, secondary maybe-ish color, primary color, neutral color. I don't have a secondary yet palette, so I'm going to try and keep these a little bit more neutral. I might have a look to see if Vercel has anything similar. They do have... see if I can find there. Verse design system. Here we go. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Nope, not that one. This one. Yeah, they do have these little cool badgy things here. Do they have a name for them? Badge. Okay, badge. Easy. Oh, gradients. They're quite nice. I also really like this, like dark with like a shade on top. Okay, I'm gonna go with one of those for now. I'm gonna create them initially with our primary color, and then we can switch them out and we'll see how we go. Okay, so let's go into here. And I will go and just call this badge 1. And I'm just going to change the name to badge so I'm somewhat consistent. I'm also going to change its display to the inline block. I'm going to set some padding on the left and right. So let's try 0.5 rem for padding. So that makes it 8 pixels. Yeah, I think I'll do the same. 0.5 rem. And we'll do 0.25 rem at the top and bottom. Then BG-N-9, no, not N. N is for neutral, P is for primary, which is our primary color, 950. That might be a bit dark, but let's give it a try. Okay, shade or color might be right, but the text is a little off. So let's try text-p-500. Yeah, I quite like that. So I'm gonna just take then the two new things that I added as tokens, and I'm gonna apply them to my local token to make it easier to manage. So you can see here, the color has been applied through the token as well as the background color. So let's do that. So I'm just gonna go Control-C-V. That's now applied on local. And then same thing with the background, Control-C-V. Again, that's been applied. And if I remove those two tokens then, I've still got my nicely designed local token. Okay, next up we have the rounding. So let's set the radius to 100%. No, let's not set the radius to 100%. That was a mistake. That is not very pretty. Let's try 0.5 rem. Not in love. Let's try 1 rem. Yeah, okay, that's closer. I'd want more padding though on the sides, I reckon. So let's try, so if I hold Alt, it will choose, like select both sides. Actually, let's just do key. Look at this thing here. Do a bit of keyers so you can see what I'm actually typing. Does that work? Yeah, there we go. So hold Alt, and then we can change this on both sides. I don't want it too big. It's jumping by, okay, let's just do one. Beep boop. And let's change the text size as well. So I think I can go text-XS. Might be too small. Move text-SM. What's their font size here, I wonder? Or framer code. Line height, font size 16. Okay, so they've just got a base font size. Let's have a look at this on the front end. So for our project, we're gonna use fluid everything, like fluid scales, right? Fluid type, fluid spacing. So that means that as screen sizes grow, our typography as well as our spacing will like grow and shrink and scale. Max is saying I've got a little bit of echo in my audio. Oh yes, I can hear it too. I know what it is. There we go. It's probably because I had the stream in the background. Okay, let me know if that's good, Max. I'm listening now. I think it's okay. I've got like a playback playing through this ear, and then that's running through my phone, but I think that should be all right. So if you look at this, back to the badge, what I was saying, see how it looks really big here? But then when we're looking at it in the builder, it looks pretty small. It's because we're zoomed out by 81% in the builder. And this is normal. This is like how I like to have my stuff set up because I kind of see everything from bird's eye view. But that does make this text on this badge then a little bit big. So I'm going to try it with text-XS again, which is our smallest variant typography, and then preview. So this would set it, I believe, to about 14 pixels off the top of my head, but it would scale. So go and grab that from here. I want site settings. I can. Great. Okay, let's grab settings. I'm gonna go into this one. Also apply that there. So that won't show, I don't think, in the builder, but it will show and publish. Unless I had it here. Do I have it here? Actually, let's just apply it here too. That way I can see it in the builder and we're all good. Nice. Okay, XS is probably a bit small. Let's go somewhere in between. Remove this text-SM. That sets it to 14 pixels, but it makes it fluid. So it will scale up to, I think, 16 or 18. At a max, we should be pretty good. Have a look at preview. It's fine for now. Even if it shrinks, doesn't get too small. I don't want it to break like that. Okay, but one problem at a time, Alex. Okay, sweet. So we got our badge. Now, what did we have that we wanted to create below our badge? It's like this icon box kind of thing. Now, I've got something that's pre-made for this already, which I might go and grab. Where are you? Here. In blueprints. And right at the top, I made this little icon box. And this was just, let me just check. It's an icon and then a paragraph, I believe. Which should wrap. But I don't really want it in a list, and I probably can't grab a list item out of list. Did not think that through. This is Alex processing brain. Sorry. Okay, we've got some chats that I've missed out on here. Wait, we can have custom domains at free plan. Really, Seku, yeah, you can, our free plan, 5 custom domains if you sign up now. We may change that in the future, but all free tiers, all users that sign up to the free tier today will be grandfathered into the current free tier, even if we make changes in the future. Valentin is asking, is there an option to hide elements for min width at 500 pixels? Yes, there is. So you can just switch to the breakpoint and then set the display to none. And that will hide that element. If I go back to, I'll actually just quickly demo this with like something super visible. So if I choose this heading one here and I go over to a breakpoint and I set the display to none, anything that breakpoint and below, if you've set your breakpoints up as max width, will be hidden. If you have your breakpoints set up as min width, it's the opposite. But yeah, so you can see here, if I grow it, it will show, but if I shrink it, it will be hidden because I've set it to display none from 640 pixels or 760. So yeah, so Valentin, essentially anytime you make changes, style changes on a specific breakpoint like this, it will then apply those changes to that breakpoint that you've selected. So where were we at? We're about to look at creating a little icon box. And you know what? I think we're just going to create our own icon box from scratch. So let's do a new box. I'm going to call this icon box, not icon list. And how do I want this to be laid out? So it's essentially, there's an icon on the left and then text on the right. So I can probably just do a little flex layout this. And for the icon, we're going to add a box, which we'll just call icon. And then inside of that, we'll chuck in an icon, but I'll do that in just a sec and we'll go find a nice little icon together. And then on the other side of that, we should have a paragraph. Now, finding an icon. I like to use a tool called, what's it called? Buddy icons? Buddy icons? Icon Buddy. There we go. Icon Buddy makes it really easy just to copy the SVGs of icons. So the way I would approach it is find an icon kit that you like. And then from there, just click on it, copy, paste them onto your project. So Valentin's asking, okay, that's great, but can I have an option to hide an element only at one breakpoint? So the element will show on the below and above. You can. So all you need to do, Valentin, is just you select your item, you hide it on the breakpoint that you want to hide it. So let's just say I'll give you an example here. So 1024, I'm going to hide this. 768, I'm going to return it to block. And then above that, it's visible as well. And if I look at this, you'll see when I reach that breakpoint, it gets hidden. And then when I get smaller breakpoints, it displays again. Okay, so we were at icons. We were looking for an icon. We don't really know what type of content it's going to be for, so let's just pick a kit. Never used this Streamline kit before. It looks pretty cool though. Yeah, welcome V, no worries. I like this. Not all icon kits have like branded social icons, although Twitter needs an update, you know. But otherwise this kit looks pretty clean, quite nice, I like. Okay, so what are we going to use as a first icon? Something that could be somewhat representative of a UI kit, or funny or fancy. Hey Max, thank you. Well, first, thank you for the comment. This is my first ever live stream, which is, well, my first live stream that I've ever done with Webstudio. So it's also probably why I'm stumbling around and things are a little bit chaotic tonight. But seeing how things have gone tonight, we will see. But ideally, if I can do one a week, that would be super cool, I think. How many live streams would you like to see? Okay, back to my icons. I am going to, I don't know why, this little circle, it looks fine. So I'm going to click copy icon. It will do fine for what I'm trying to build here. And then select my HTML embed, Control V, paste it in. That renders it. And then what I want to change is just its width and height here. So I'm going to set these to 100 and I'll show you why in just a sec. So I want the width and height to be 100% so that I can then use the visual controls from the parent, so that little box that we set, to actually define its size. So if I then went here and went 1 rem as width, you'll see the icon inside of it will automatically scale, grow. And the exact same thing happens with the icon color. So if I just make it a bit bigger so it's easier to see, let's make it really big. There we go. And then I went to change the typography and I changed it to bright blue. I could also change my icon without having to like go back into the code. It makes it easier to manage things at scale. You can have icon tokens and then reuse those tokens, which we might actually already have as well. I'm not sure. Anyway, so where was that? I was building a token. No, I was building an icon. I wanted my icon to have a width and a height. So what do they use here? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Right click, inspect. Okay, you can see they're doing the same thing with their SVG, right? They're setting the width and the height to 100%, which is quite cool. Okay, so they got 40 pixels. So I think that's about 3 rem. 1632. It's a little bit more, but 3, that's fine. I'll just set both width and height. You don't have to define both. And it's actually too. Let's try a bit smaller. Maybe 2 pixels. Oh, yeah. Bear with me. 2 pixels, 1 rem of padding on each side. Yeah, that might be too small. 0.5 rem of padding on each side. Oh, can I get back to, no, it won't let me. Okay, 0.5, no, not 0.6. Come on, Alex. 0.5, 0.5. Max is saying once a week or more would be cool to get questions cleared. That would be like Discord community in real time. Yeah, I think Max, I'd totally be cool with doing a once a week live stream. And I gotta say, man, like the little comments like this of yours, they're very motivational to be like, yeah, I will stream. This is cool. Okay, I'm gonna try a width and a height of 2.5. I'm pretty happy with that now. I think I'll go have a look at it. kind of okay sized. Everything looks a bit weird. I've gone back on what I thought about my badge text. So text dash S. And then we've just got our paragraph text beside it. So we went back to Gitbook. You can see they've kind of aligned the text exactly against that box. So let's do the same thing. So I'm going to go select my icon box. I'm going to add 1 rem of gap in between. So that's the space between each of the children. So the space between this icon box and then this paragraph box. Then the icon box, I'm going to give it a background color. Let's just do BG dash N dash 900. Let's start with that. And let's just add also setup. Under our badge, we're going to add 1 rem like that. Under this, we're going to add 2 rem. So I'm just spacing things out just so it's a little bit easier to manage. Then it looks like they have things lined up center. And they're using caps. I don't know if I'll use caps. I might just use a heavier font weight. So I might just go here, font dash medium and text dash white. So that will reset those two. Maybe text or white. Yeah, text or white I don't have. Let's set that. F. And let's give this rounded corners as well. So radius 0.125 rem. That might be too little. Yeah. Let's do 0.5. Getting there slowly. I want to also add border to this. So I'm going to do a 1 pixel and I'm going to do the same color as the background. Solid. Bam. No, actually not. No, I want it to be lighter. So border dash N dash 700. So that's my other slightly lighter shade. Copy that. I'm just gonna chuck this one on here. If we have a look here. Okay, we've got 1 pixel border. It's fine for now. It's not perfect. I don't know if it's the image, like the icon that's triggering me, or the spacing. Let's just try out a different icon. Ugh, forgotten how to speak. Let's try out a different icon to begin with. Let's go like this. The little shrink arrow thing. Add it to paragraph. And again, 100%. 100%. Beep boop. And okay, so I think it's just the padding on each side that's kind of triggering. And then if we set this beep. Okay, here. Is my icon too small now? Let's try 875. Let's try that one. There we go. Okay, 0.5, probably too small. Let's do 75. Beep, 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 beep. 3 rem 2. Okay. And then check that out. I'm fine with that for now. Valentin saying great background music. Thanks, man. It's I can show you what it is actually. It's Stream Beats, Paris Hella. The main thing with, you know, it's hard to find music that you can play on stream because everything's like copyrighted. But he has copyright-free music, which is super, super cool. Now I've just realized something on the Gitbook page, which is kind of triggering me. This is like, oh, this is full, they're full rounded, the cycles, that's why. Okay, that's why it's triggering and then less triggering. Okay, let's try here, fully rounded. Where do we have here? Radius, let's just go to 100%. Okay, and then let's also start customizing this card a little bit so that it kind of makes sense what we're doing. So I'm gonna go BG-N-900. So that's setting the background to my neutral shade. I'm gonna do 2 rem of padding on all sides. And then I also want a border. So border-N-700, which is slightly lighter. And I want that to just be solid 1 pixel. It's fine. And then I'll apply that here. There we go. And then if we have a look, okay, not perfect, but getting there. We want some rounded corners too. So let's go radius. We'll do 2 rem might be too much. Let's give it a try. 2 rem is definitely too much. Let's try with 1. Yeah, I think that will do fine for now. And then what did we have underneath that? Just a chunk of text. How many words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4. 6 times 4, 24. Something like that. Okay, now inside of our icon box, we'll leave that. Inside of our column, I'm then going to add paragraph. And okay, let's actually write 16 random words here. I was supposed to say 24, I forgot. Actually, right. 24 random words. Here, go. Misspelled here. AI smart. It's okay. Can understand. I hope. It should. Okay. It kind of went way overkill. So I'll show you what I meant earlier when I was saying that I had those line clamps. So you can see here I can go 1 line, 2 lines, or 3 lines, and it will like clamp it. So align clamp 2. I'm just trying to find which is the right one. Okay, let's try. So if I click on this and I go line dash clamp. No, not there. It's a class. So let's try this. Line dash clamp dash 3. Bang. It just fixes it, and that way I'm sure that there will never be more than that amount of content. I'll leave the text on the current size as well. That looks fine. What I do want though is I want this card to grow, but because there isn't really anything else for it to grow into, it's not going to change. So what I'll do just for now is in column 1, I'm just going to add 10, probably more, but sorry, not that. I'm just going to do 10. Accidentally applied my spacing to my background, so I'll move that to rem, set that on all sides, and then this one, yeah, I'll just go. How many do I want to? Come on, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, we're getting there. Okay. Let's just leave it like that. Okay, and you can see my other grid boxes here have also scaled. So let's give them same thing. So I'm gonna go and get my background color from here. I'm gonna apply it to my local class. And I'm going to convert this to a token. And I'm gonna call this token, what am I gonna call this token? Let's call it bento grid item. I'm sure I'll come up with a better name off stream when I have more brain power. But what this allows me to do then is remove that and then just go for each of the other ones, bento-grid-item, same thing here, bento-grid-item, and the last one as well. And this then just applies those styles that we applied to that initial first box as a local style to the other ones. And it also makes it so that if I did want to change all of the styles at the same time, so let's assume I wanted to change this background color to like a bright blue, because they all have that same token, will automatically inherit the styles, or match the styles between each of them. But let's switch it back to that black for now. Okay, so we've got our first little thing here. We're pretty happy with that. Let's think about, so they've got this on 2 lines. I do like the 2 lines. If I go, hello world, actually, let's do it like this, a bit more content. Hello world, lorem ipsum, blah. Oh, thanks Max. Camera automatically turns itself off every, I don't know how many minutes. Something went wrong? Nope, there we go, we're back. Okay, I like that. I think that's pretty cool. I might adjust the spacing between the bento boxes or border or something. But I think we've got a good start at least. Now, go back to Gitbook. And what do we got? So we've got big picture. It's essentially badge, item box, paragraph, big picture. I don't have a picture that looks like that, so I'm trying to think if I can just grab something that we might have locally, maybe. Here, let's do it like this. So I'm gonna go column 1, and what we want is essentially, I want the picture to be positioned like, I think I want the picture to be positioned absolute so that it can fall out of the bento box grid, and then me to like fake the height somehow. So I've got something similar pre-made. I'll go find it with, I think it's with this. Yeah, so you can see here, I've got my little image wrapper. Image wrapper is set to relative and the overflow is set to none. And then inside of that, I have the actual image, which is then set to absolute, and then for it to cover. So that means the image aspect ratio stays right. I can scale, I can move it around, I can resize it, but it will never fall outside of the part where it's supposed to be. So let's copy that. So image wrapper, beep boop, paste. And we're going to change how we have some spacing around here. So let's think. We grab this bento grid. Let's reset these. Oh, that. Let's just do 2 rem on the bottom one. And that's kind of like the overall layout. I think that each of these are going to have. Add some rem. So let's do 4 rem here. And then let's also do, so on the bento grid items, I'm going to change the overflow to hidden, which means anything that falls outside of their box, it will just not be shown. If I could see it, where is it? Yeah, no. Beep. And then I'm going to pick my image here and I'm just going to move it like smooth the margins. So I go 1 rem on this side. Oh, no, sorry. There we go, that will do. And then same for the bottom. Let's go 2 rem. Sorry, negative 2 rem. We can actually do, we know that we've added 2 rem of pixels padding. Sorry, we know that we've added 2 rem of padding on these. So we can do negative 2 rem on each side. And then I think just for the height, we'll just adjust this locally. So make it scale a little bit like that. And then that should make it pretty easy to take exactly the same content that we've got here and apply it to other boxes too. Should. So there we go. So let's do that. So we'll go badge once again. And also the color of this badge, I don't think it's not doing it for me. So I'm going to do BG-N-950, which is the background color. And I'm going to apply that. I'm also going to do default text color and a 1 pixel border that is border -N-700. It's my shade of border. So that, there we go. Apply that to my local BIM. I prefer it, but I don't love it. Especially because like then, or now the 2 icons are the same. I probably need to add some color. That will help with the differentiation. Let's try BG-N-950. I'll leave that. Yeah, it's a bit weird. We'll come back to it. Let's just grab for now our badge. Chuck that in. And also, well, actually, let's set it as a token first. So we've got badge, B-A-D-G-E. And then that way, if I need to modify these or change them globally, I can do that pretty easily. All right, so I've got badge. Let's copy that into each of these. We're good. I'm going to grab our icon box. We're going to do the same thing. Beep, 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 beep. And then same thing with our little paragraph description. And how did they balance this last one? So they've got badge on the left, other stuff on the right, and they don't have a picture on the bottom. And then these two just look like a generic picture. So I'm going to do, so same thing here, image wrapper, but for this image, I'm going to remove that spacing on the left and the right. So it just sits in the middle, and I'm going to set the height to, yeah, something like that. And we'll probably make this one a GIF or something. And then let's do an image for the third one. Sorry, let's do a video, like a pop-up for the third one. So they have an image on both, but I'm quite keen to do like just another kind of effect on it. So I have that same setup with the image wrapper as a video, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Let me just see if I can find it. Yeah, like this. So what this does is it creates a pop-up. So I can have my picture sitting there or animation playing in the background or whatever, and then if they click on it, pop up, cool video, something like that. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to grab the image, or this is a button actually. So we'll grab all of that and chuck this in here. What have I done? Yes, there we go. Okay, so this has a min height. I don't want that min height on it. Oh, actually, maybe I did want that min height. What am I? Oh, I just do 2 rem. Alright, so little bug here. Let's just refresh. Okay. Ooh, I heard a sound. Don't know what that means. It came from somewhere. Eric! Hey! Thank you for subscribing. I don't know if you're in the chat or if that's just everything across YouTube. But welcome. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Let me know if you have any questions, and more than happy to answer. Okay, so this image wrapper, is this the same image wrapper as this image wrapper? 27, 100%. Yes, it is. Okay, so if this height I set to 5 rem, yes, that's what I wanted. Okay, this is the toggle that I wanted to change, and I want it to be the same height as the other one, and I also want to reduce space underneath this. There we go. Hey, Eric, welcome to the chat, man. It was you. You were here. So Eric's saying thank you after the welcome, and then would love to learn how to use your software. Well, you're in the right place. I'm doing something a little bit more advanced today, but there are lots and lots of tutorials here on YouTube. We've got documentation, and I'd invite you to the community as well. If you have a look here, we've got a whole little community of daily things that we're working through, updates that we're releasing. We use it also to help decide which features to work on next, and so on. All right, now I screwed up this. Why? Why? Oh, I got the spacing here because of this. Okay, that makes sense. So, display. What I could do is change this display to flex. Flex it down. And set this one. This work? Ah, no. Flex gets the best of me every time. What if I just do auto? Yes. Okay, that works. Fine. Don't need flex. Bye. Oh, I do need flex. All right, we'll leave that in. Hey, Tseku. Oh wait, we've already spoken. And then I'm just gonna remove this. Okay, so you can see here, this picture will now anchor itself to the bottom on the right, and the height of this column is determined by the other grids that fit inside. Now this did fuck with my badge. Can I just do, what do I need? Inline? Do I have inline? Nope, I don't want inline. I don't want none. We'll leave that as is. We'll change this to, nope, not that way, not this way. Bam. And you've managed to lose your picture again. Good job, Alex. What are you doing? Maybe it wasn't the auto margin that you wanted. Stretch. But I don't want you to stretch inside. Nope. Nope. We're gonna get there. Block. Oh, yes. Oh, wait. Hang on. I know. This is easy. What am I doing? Wait. Nope. 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 Okay. I haven't used flex in too long. This is not not the kind of demo I should be doing. If I just oh, we'll come to that badge. We'll come back to it. For now, let's just add a little box. Just hack our way around. Chuck that in there, and it's done. we got our picture back, and then for our picture, we were going to go auto margin tops. There we go. That moves to the bottom, and we're sweet here. And then for this section, I think we wanted it to be on 2 columns. So I'm also going to give this a class of grid, and grid dash cols dash 2. So that will split it into 2 columns. And then the only difference that we need here is we need to make sure that they're only in 2 of their own boxes. Otherwise, it will try to split it to more. There we go. We've got that same thing to fix here. Let's check that out. There we go. Badge. We're going to remove that. Okay, let's reset this to 0 and 0 as well. And how do... Okay, that's fine. The last thing I might do is test the text color. So if I go to text-n-400, that's what color it is. Okay, I don't want to change from that color then. Okay, it's getting close to my deadlines, so let's jump on to integration. Let's try and figure out how we can get a checkout actually working. I've spent way too much time on a bento grid, but it is super cool, and we'll come back and I'll finish this off and I'll add it to the blueprint so that everyone can use it if you want to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab an existing pricing section that I've built, and then I want to link that button to a Gumroad checkout. At least in theory, that's in my head how it should work. We'll see if it actually works that way in practice. So where are my blueprints? Oh. There we go. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. So where am I? Pricing page. Let's just grab these pricing cards because they're already made and they're easy. I don't want... Do I want the whole item? Yeah, that's fine. So we'll go back to our other project. And let's just add a box. We'll do the same thing here. So section, then again, container. Eric's asking, am I giving away the blueprints? Yeah, anyone, as in not a giveaway like only selective people. A giveaway as in anyone can use the blueprints, Eric. I'll chuck it in the chat here if you want to grab, if you do want to use any of these. But yeah, feel free to, essentially this will open it up like this in preview mode. Just click on the play to exit preview mode and then select any of the stuff that you want to use. Control C to copy it, jump across to the other side, Control V, and then it will paste it across. The only thing that I'd suggest doing first is jump over to the style guide here, page, and just copy the style guide wrapper first. That way it also pulls in that whole sort of ecosystem that I've put together where you've got all your headings structured, your spaces done correctly, your different code to have fluid responsive, you've got all your colors on there and so on and so on. So yeah, if you do use the link, just copy the style guide first, paste that onto your project, and then use any of the blueprints to your heart's content. Max is asking, can you make a site where you put all sorts of types of blueprints? Yeah, that's the plan, Max. So I'm doing this blueprint as more of a personal outside of Webstudio, just want to mess around, no strings attached project. And then I've given this to the community. So as I'm building it, anyone can use it. The plan is, though, as we enter the new year, is to have a like template marketplace and template gallery on the main website on Webstudio, so anyone can start creating blueprints or templates or whatever components, UI kits, whatever they want, and then give them away for free, give them away for an email, charge for them, do whatever they want. So this is sort of the test playground of that. And then as I'm building this out and figuring out all the quirks, we'll do an official proper one on the Webstudio website. But while this little alpha figuring out test is in progress, if there is anything that you do want to use, feel free to just steal it, use it, make it yours. Yeah. Okay, so we were going to grab those pricing cards. So back to my blueprints. Boop, chuck this in. Now, where have I gone wrong here? And why are you not centered? Yeah, that's right. So you do need to be flex. You are a container. Ah, that's why, because this is not centered. Here we go. Oh, that was obvious. Good job, Alex. Okay, so pricing. We probably also need just a little heading above that. So I'm just gonna grab. Oh, okay. That's why I didn't want to do that on the container level. So let's delete this. Mistakes were made. There we go. Okay, so container, not on all containers, but just on this specific container. So I'm going to select the local and then that's centered there. Brain is trying to figure out if it wants wider cards. Oh no, Oleg, he just tweeted about it. Oleg, squad, everyone, welcome. Everyone who doesn't know, Oleg is the founder of Webstudio. So the original genius creator behind it all. Kept it somewhat secret, Oleg. I did a first little, hey, let's do local in the community. First time I'm streaming. It's been a little while. But yeah, anyone who's coming from Twitter, welcome, great to see you. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to ask or answer anything. We just went through the giveaway when we started the stream, and we're now doing a little demo of building out a e-commerce store. No, don't worry. You can keep the tweet, Oleg. That's all good. I appreciate you sending it out. I started the stream really early, and then I stressed out because I was like, fuck, I forgot to promote it. And then I promoted it on our own Discords. Also, I think that little beginning, you know, where it's like you're getting into the mood, you're chatting to your guys, that initial nerves have kind of gone away now. So it's pretty chill. Okay, so I am thinking about, do I want these cards to grow automatically? That's where I'm at in my brain. So if I do, will this work? No, this won't work. We're going to change this to grid. Yes. And we're going to go grid-cols-3. There we go. And then we're going to go to our blueprint item width 100%. There we go. So this now spans nicely. Max says, when you say New Year's, when will the cool features be available, like CMS, Marketplace, maybe even interactions and Webflow component copy and paste? Great questions. Loaded questions. Okay, so let's start. CMS is the big thing that we're working on at the moment, as well as your billing or dashboard portal. They should release in January. We're aiming to release this. We've been aiming to release this before the end of this year. It's taken a little bit more time. Shit happens. Likely to go live during January, latest early Feb. I would guess off the top of my head. Once those go live and we're like, okay, CMS, that's a huge chunk of work that's done, then we can sort of chill out a little bit and start focusing on getting a bunch of new templates in, working on a bunch of partnerships and getting other people to build out templates and to grow the ecosystem. So let's say CMS, January/latest February-ish, current ETA. Templates, UI, marketplace will go live within the month after that. And then I can't give you a hard deadline on the rest of the stuff because I've got to see how, let's see how we go with deploying these, getting these live, let's see the feedback that we get. And then, you know, some of the, we'll look at the community and be like, hey, what's priority? What do we need first? And we'll reassess from there. Eric, do we have an affiliate program? We are working on one, Eric. If you are keen, DM me on Discord. If you're in the Discord, I'll chuck it in the chat now. But yeah, if you're interested in the affiliate program, let me know. We're setting it up at the moment. It should go live in the coming weeks. And we're doing 50% lifetime commissions. I'm typing it at the moment in the chat. www.us/community. I think that's it. Boop, boop, boop. Test. No, wstd.us/. Where am I going wrong here? I think that is my community URL. Yes, it is. Okay, let me retype that. Sorry. There you go. Oop, nope. There we go. Okay, back to our cards. So we're building a card section. We're building that checkout, and then we're going to add our Gumroad integration or checkout box. So I'm going to add my little intro above that. Oops. No. Change this to here. Do I need this to be flex anymore? I don't think I do actually. Yeah, there. Let's leave that like that. That looks good. Well, I add a bit more spacing actually. 3 rem, that is fine for now. And then let's add 2 rem of gap in between each of them. And now we've got to figure out how do we connect the Gumroad. Let's have a look. So gumroad.com. Start selling. It says I have an account. Do I want to use? No, let's just use a new one. So do alex@webstudio.is. You're not going to see the password. I'm sorry. Hopefully it doesn't show it. Oh, great. My nightmare. My enemy. Let me in. Okay, sweet. All right. So welcome to Gumroad. Create multiple products. We're here to help you get paid. Create your first product. That's what I want. What am I going to name my product? Creator UI. It's a digital product. Yep, leave that like that. Sec. Oh, that's just Gumroad telling me that. I want it to be 0. Can I make it 0? $0? Okay, cool. Sweet. Description, lorem, ipsum, blah, blah, blah. URL. I don't mind about any of this. Do I have to go to... Does Gumroad not have an embedded checkout? Okay, here we go. Integrating Gumroad into websites. What do we got? Overlay, widgets page, select modal overlay, change button for copy embed code. Oh no, what does this do? Okay, so that goes subscribe. I think that's what we want. Using custom buttons. You can replace a native buy on Gumroad button with your custom designed button, image, or just plain text by removing the attribute for the ad. Yeah, this is just a basic button. That's not really what I want. Embed, to embed an entire product. Okay, we'll just go through the setup steps and let's see how we go. So create a UI. This is a Webstudio. Oh, learn how to type. Alex UI kit. This we don't really care about. Let's upload a cover image. Oh. Oh, no, oh, is this going to? No, computer has said. There we go. I'll just use anything. I'll just chuck in the latest image that we have there. Thumbnail, call to action, buy, summary, sure. Additional, don't need any. I don't want to. Yeah, sure. Let's connect to Discord. Oh, no, not supposed to say that. Go away. Whoa. Max is saying, when I buy a lifetime account now, there is no CMS included yet, right? That's correct. So, Max, there is no. We're unlikely to build our own CMS and maintain our own CMS and everything that comes around with that. What we're working on at the moment is the ability to easily integrate with other CMSs. So the integration with third-party CMSs, that's going to be included. And then we're working with a couple of CMS providers to A, get their pricing down, but also B, make sure it all works well, is all easy to connect. So the idea is with a lifetime pro membership, pro license, you should get the equivalent of what competitors have on their pro tier when using CMSs. So if we had a look at if we had a look at Webflow, for example, and I would assume Framer is pretty similar. Their CMS plan has 10,000 CMS items, and like 1 million page views or something like that. That's what we're going for, to be included in the lifetime deal, to make it super competitive. So the short answer is, when you buy a lifetime account, there is no CMS included today. That's correct. But when it releases, it will be included with your lifetime plan. This is the content I want to sell or write or whatever. Okay, so I'm just finishing creating my product. Okay, you have to confirm your email address. Oh no, hang on. All right. Hang on a sec. I'll do this on the other screen or on phone. Okay, account confirmed. Let's go back to YouTube. Alrighty, so this is just loading. We'll go through. Gumroad, are you there? Should I refresh? We'll give it a sec. So Oleg's saying, to be 100% sure Alex was understood, LTD applies to Webstudio, but not to CMS providers itself. The integration will be available, but you still have to pay for the CMS directly to the CMS provider. Yeah, exactly. Gumroad, what are you doing? Okay, I've been locked out. I go back. Get that a sec. Oh, the dreaded captcha. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. Oh no. Max is asking, do we plan to ramp up our YouTube again? Yeah, man, 100%. It's really a time thing at the moment. But super want to get a lot more content out. I think we'll probably be looking, or I'll look at doing a lot more slightly lower quality content. There's a lot of like effort and thought and practice and prep that has got into the previous videos, and I think there's just a lot more that we can get out for a lot lower effort. So yes, 100% more content for beginners to understand how to use Webstudio. Yes, 100 times yes. Okay, so I've got a first product created here on Gumroad. I now need to figure out how I can embed it. So if I go checkout, is this what I need? Checkout form. No, that's not what I want. Settings, perhaps? Eric's saying he also wants more templates. All right, from tomorrow, templates are rolling out. All right, we'll just start hammering them out. But yeah, we'll cover all the basic stuff, all the different components, and then I think we'll try to do like I'm doing tonight. And I think it was with Max that we started talking about this. But once a week, end of the week, we'll just do an AMA, a live build, and just sort of hang out and chill with you guys. But yeah, otherwise let's aim for a lot more content. All right, what I'm doing here is I'm trying to figure out how to connect my Gumroad product because I think here this will just take me this is not like an embeddable thing, right? I think it's possible to embed Gumroad checkouts. So send customers directly to checkout. Like, where are they? Auto trigger on widgets. Widgets. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this does modal overlay or an embed. Yeah, this is what I want. Okay, so I'm going to do this way. So copy this. I'm not 100% sure of the order that I'm going to put these in, but we'll give it a test and we'll see how we go. So let's inside of this add. And then this needs to run every time this page reloads. I don't know. We'll try this client only. Let's put that there. And then for the link, can I use my own link or do I have to use theirs? Let's see. So we've got class and then we've got a href. Seems pretty basic. It should work. Let's have a look. Copy that. Class name, let's add that. And then href. And they don't have any different targeting options. Whoops. I don't think. No, it's just a simple A. Okay, let's see if that works just out of the box. Ahead and publish. Eric's giving me confidence. He's saying that that would work. Oh, wait, maybe you're talking about something else. It's confidence regardless. I'll take it. Okay. This is set to publish. Actually, gents, while this is publishing, I will be right back. Bathroom break. We'll do 2-3 minute break. I will lower the standing desk and sit down, and we'll continue from there. All right, I'll see you guys in a sec. chat. Valentin is saying, do you have a CMS provider list? Yes, we will. Let me check with the team and confirm with you, but we should be able to announce this pretty soon. Seku's asking, what's a CMS though? That's a great question. So a CMS, Seku, is essentially a system that allows you to manage all of your content. Where do I start? CMS stands for Content Publishing System. The idea, once you get a CMS, is it should make it easier for you to manage all the content on your website. So for example, if you wanted to create a blog page without a CMS, right, you'd have to go and create a new page and then restyle that new page and then edit all its content to every single page that you wanted to create. On the other hand, if you had a CMS connected, you'd just create your page once, and then every time you publish a new blog post, it uses that original page template that you've created and it populates it with content. There's a little bit more to it. You could do fancier things, like I could have content for... Oops, sorry, I'll turn the background music on. There we go, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, we're back. So CMS stands for Content Management System. CMS will allow you to manage content from a third-party system and then integrate it into Webstudio. And it makes it a lot easier when creating things like articles or blog posts where you have like templated or componentized stuff that needs to be repeated across different pages. So where we left off is we just went, so we were on Gumroad. We were looking at our widgets here. And we created, we added the script here as a script tag. Let me show you. Here we go. Just as an embed above our button. And then on our button, we just added the href as well as the class name. And we went ahead and published. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the published page. You can see it's actually working, which is pretty cool. So we've got our 3 different products, the one that we linked here. And if I click on Get Started with Gumroad, it then opens the little checkout in a pop-up, name a fair price, 0. It's my product. Go add to cart. And then this looks like it just goes through the normal checkout process. Let's try. Creator.gg, get, no. Oh, there we go. Sweet, and this is then the content purchased from our website. Okay, so we know that we can use Gumroad to set up checkout boxes. The only thing that I don't like is it's changed the style of my button. Where did that go? Here we go. So you see it? It's made that style. If I just... Maybe that's the only option. Maybe you have to use the fancy Gumroad button. This is just a subscription form. Okay, so we could also likely, I think, embed this entire thing. And then we can use our own button and we just do like a modal or a pop-up or something like that. So I'm going to test that too. So let's open this in a new tab just so we can remember what it looks like. See it later on. What I'm going to do is, so I'll go over here. I'm going to get rid of my link. And instead, I'm going to add a dialog. Now, that dialog should have a button inside, I believe. Yes. So let's change this dialog button style to our main button. And then just going to clear a bunch of these out. So what do we have? Let's clear that. Clear that. We can clear the weight. Height doesn't matter for now. Beep, 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 bit. I'm just resetting all my textiles. I'm not sure if there's some stuff that I might want. Just clear everything. Then set its width to 100%. There we go. Just to get started. There we go. And what I want is essentially, I want to trigger this sort of like pop-up overlay. And then I want to embed the entire checkout system inside of this so that I can control end to end how the styles look. Okay, so we're going to do this way. So let's go starting with our overlay and change its color. PG-N-950. There we go. And then we're just going to change its opacity a little bit. So it's still like, you know, you're on the page. And then for this, for the dialogue content itself, I'm going to get rid of everything except for the close button. And I'm going to chuck in HTML embed. Let's remove the padding. And let's grab our widget. So where was that? Embed. This is what it looks like. Yep. Copy embed code. Jump over here. Oh, cool, nice. All right, I like this. Then we've got a close button, so I think this needs to then appear. It is there. It's just I think it's there. I'm not 100% sure. Let's have a look. If I change this back, yeah, it's there. You can see it's in the box in the back there. Okay, so let's change typography color to white. Let's change its size to 2 rem on each side. Oh, no, not height 0. That's not gonna work. Is that a bit big? Maybe 1.5. 1.5. 1.5. Alex says, this is exciting. Go retweet this to let more people know what we're doing right now. Yes, everyone in the chat, if you are around, please retweet and help spread the word. So I'm going back. So I got my dialogue content. That looks good. HTML embed. That looks good. I got my close button. How are you positioned? Okay, you're an absolute, which is good. Let's just move you to, what if I do -1 rep? And then other side, -1 rep. I think it's dangerous because what if that goes outside of the screen? So I might set this one just to 0. Then, all right, I'm getting a little, okay, here. Bear with me. So we're going to add this, and then we're going to add some padding. So 1 rem of padding to all sides. Oh, there we go. And make the height. Where was the height? With height, where'd it go? Here we go. Size, bam. Yep, okay. Potentially a little bit much padding there. Let's just try 0.5. Hey Jean-Philippe, hey JP, welcome man. It's good to hear from you. Good to see you. Love your work. For those who don't know JP, we've seen him quite a lot around the community, so both Discord and Twitter, and he's made some really incredible designs. He's an excellent, like an amazing UI and UX designer. I'd invite all of you to check him out, whether it's for inspiration or just to find a great new hire. All right, so I'm gonna set the background of my button, of my cross to like of my close little button thingy to that, to white, but I'm going to set the typography to black. And then I'm going to make the border, where am I border? Here we go, 100% radius. And this now looks more like a, like a close button. It's obvious. It's easy to see that that button closes the page. Yeah. Okay, one more thing that I might do actually is if we open this back up, can I make the content inside of it scrollable, but the screen like a max height? That way it doesn't fall outside of an area that other people need to edit. So it's like, we'll set the overflow to scroll, and then we'll set the max width. Actually, we might change this a little bit. Let's just do 40. 40? Is that too big? No, that's fine. Max height. Let's set the max height to 60 VH. Oh, we could probably do a bit more than that. $80? Okay, that's cool. Oh, but it's not, it won't let me scroll. I can probably fix this by adding the code on the, like the scroll stuff on the other side, but I really can't bother for this little demo. So let's remove the max height. Let's publish it as it is, and let's test to see if we can go through that same checkout with using our new Gumroad button, which triggers this little overlay instead of using the built-in default Gumroad checkout system, which changes the style of your button. If you look here, started. Okay, sweet. That looks like it should work fine. And then it's a nicer style as well. You can see we've got our main button here, and then this is what it looked like before we did the change. Alrighty, let's do the publish. We'll give it a sec. Drink some water. Answer any questions. Does anyone have any questions so far? Webstudio, web design, UI design, future hosting plans. Go. All right, published. Now, did what I create with that checkout work or not? Click, loading, the UI, it's scrollable. Ah, this is good. So we went from, hang on, I'll just close it. So we went from this. So we went from this, which was their default Gumroad styled checkout, to and then when you click on it, it uses their own like flow through, and then it sends users off the site and everything. This way we just have our own little pop-up, keeps our styles, and then let's go through the flow to see how that works. And Isaac, I'm gonna jump on and answer your question in just 1 second, man. Okay. So, name and fair price, free, checkout, we're on the Gumroad checkout, and then we've been through this process before. We know that this works as it should. All right, cool. All right, so question. So Isaac is asking, yes, please explain the hosting options. Let's go have a look at Webstudio and I'll tell you. So the way it works is the builder itself is cloud-based. So when you log in and you go and edit your page, you're editing on the cloud in our little Webstudio cloud. From there, you have two options when you deploy a site or you host a site. You can deploy or host it directly on Webstudio Cloud. And there's a million one benefits to that, which I'll get to into a sec. But it's an easy one-click publish and then you're hosted. Kind of like what we were doing just before, where it's published there. Those limits are the limits that you'll see here that are bound to your account. So on the free tier, there is a 10,000 page view per month limit. On the pro tier, there's 100,000 page view per month limit. And on our lifetime deals, I think I still have this page opened. One sec, I'll just find it. Scroll to pricing section. Here we go. On the two lifetime deals that we're doing directly, it's essentially a million page views per month that resets every month across all of the websites that you have. And then tier 2 is 2 million page views per month. The only difference between the lifetime deals and the traditional deals is that the lifetime deals are, well, lifetime. So you pay once and then you get access to it forever. And then those limits on views will just reset every month, even though you're not paying or resubscribing every month. And then there's smaller plans available on Rocket Hub too, which you can jump to from this click. So that's if you're using Webstudio Cloud. The principle behind Webstudio being open source and this system of integrations, similar sort of train of thought to what we have with the CMSs, is everyone should also be able to export their Webstudio website and host it on their own provider or with their own provider, right? So you can also do that, and you can do that through our CLI, which is command line interface. It's super, super easy. There's a bunch of tutorials on YouTube here, which walk you through how to do it and how to set up. If you're self-hosting, the limits no longer apply. So essentially, when you publish a site with Webstudio straight onto Webstudio Cloud, you have that 1 million, 2 million, whatever you've got page view limit, and you benefit from the entire infrastructure. So you get the super fast load times, you get the global edge network. It's also why it takes a while to deploy when you publish a website, because it deploys the site like 270 servers around the world. And then that uses your credit limit or your usage limit. If you self-host, you miss out on all of the pre-built or like our created optimizations, which is like that global network, all of the other benefits around it. But you no longer are tied to any of your site limits. So the way I see this as a user of Webstudio is any client sites that I know, sorry, I'm re-listening to myself in the ear. Like, where am I at? Okay, so any client sites that I know get relatively low traffic, that are pretty easy to use, that I don't edit much, I tend to just self-host. So I'll do super basic sites. They don't get maintained, they don't get edited. They're like flyer websites. I just export them. And then I like to self-host on Vercel because it's super easy, but you can use any other provider. The sites that I actively develop that need the integrations, that need the extended functionality, that need the global load times, like fast load times, those ones I keep on Webstudio Cloud. And I'd say the UI kit that we're working on tonight is a good example of that, where that I will want to keep it on Webstudio because it's sort of like that worry-free. I know nothing will ever go down. I know it'll always be there. Coming from the WordPress ecosystem, not having to worry about updates and plugins and all that other shit, I like it. But again, if there's little things that I'm just playing around with, I might test self-hosting. I might use some other functionality through self-hosting. Both of those are available, and self-hosting does not get taken out of your credits, but hosting does taken out of your monthly usage. That was a lot of going around in circles. I hope that answered your question, Isaac. I'll come with a script next time to be properly prepared. Eric's asking, do Webstudio host your site? I haven't dove into Webstudio yet. I think I have tier 1. Sounds good to me. So yeah, Eric, if you're on tier 1, then you do have the hosting included. You don't need to pay anything extra. It's just included. It resets every month. You click publish and you're good to go. That's the idea with Webstudio Cloud, is it's frictionless, super easy, super fast, and it just works. Where were we at? So we were looking at a little page here, and we figured out that we can integrate with Gumroad relatively easily here, and we built our own little checkout system that I'm quite happy with. So I think we're slowly going to come to sort of the end of the stream tonight. I'm going to switch over to a full cam vision view so you can see me. There we go. Eric's asking, and can I use this for clients? I'll just move my chat window over closer to the camera so it doesn't look like I'm looking at this whenever you ask me a question. There we go. So can you use this for client sites? Yes. The easiest way to use it for clients is by giving them a share link if you want them to be able to access it. I'll show you what that looks like. I'll go back to my in-screen screen. So if you have a pro account, you'll have access to different types of sharing links. They are here. Now give this a sec to load. There we go. And when you create a share link, you can choose the permissions that you want the client to have from their link. So let's just say this was for client John, John, and then maybe I had a designer or a developer that was also working on the project with me. So I'll just create a separate link for them. Let's call this Dev Dave. And what this allows me to do is for each of the projects that I have on Webstudio, I can go ahead and go, okay, so client John, I want John to only be able to view. Maybe I want to give him build access. Maybe I don't. Depends on your clients. For me, I'll just give them view access so they can jump in, they can see the work that's in progress before it gets published. Super easy. But if you did want to allow them to edit as well, just select the build toggle, and then they can jump in and they can edit the site. They can't publish it though. They can jump in and just make changes. The admin permission gives you like full permission. So you can edit anything, but you can also publish those changes. You can end-to-end change anything that you want on the platform. So the way we have it set up internally at Webstudio, because we also use Webstudio obviously to build our own website, is Oleg is the project owner, right? It's his website. If he wanted to export it, he could export it to somewhere else. And then he has me as an admin on the site. And then we also have some of the other staff members as editors on the website. So they can jump in, they can manage and edit content as they manage and edit content, but only the admins can publish those changes live. Okay, let me see. Where did I go with my chat? Over here. No, there we go. So long story short, can you use this with clients? Yes. The platform is production ready. You can use it for live sites. We've got like thousands of sites that are live. You can share links and you can edit with them. And if you wanted to export to their own host, you could also do that as well when you finish the editing. So we might do maybe like 5-10 minutes more if there's any last questions for tonight, and then we'll slowly wrap up and I'll speak a little bit more to what the next couple of weeks look like. So going back into the chat, does anyone have any final questions on Webstudio? Can be anything about the product, can be anything in the design space. Anita's asking animations. That is a good question. Okay, so at the moment, Anita, we have transitions, which is like super basic animations built in. I'll show you what that looks like in the build up. So you can see if I have a look at my buttons here, when I, oh, my screen's pointing out, there we go. When I hover over them, they change and they animate. So that is done by simply selecting the token and then changing the hover state and the base state and then applying a transition. I'm assuming when most people talk about animations though, they're talking about the Webflow or Framer fancy UI animations. That is something we've got planned. I don't have a hard deadline on it. It is scheduled to be worked on and released this year. So this coming year, like 2024. What we're trying to do between now and then is get a couple of third-party integrations working so that you can use animations through third parties visually before we build it out natively within Webstudio. So let me give you a demo of that. I think I've got a project where I've got some work in progress on this. Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a tool called Lightmove. It's by an incredible team of devs here in Vietnam. And what they're doing is they're building a visual animation engine that can be integrated to pretty much any platform. So the way it works is essentially they will give you some output code. You just chuck that output code into an embed block and then you're good to go. And then the changes of the website you do directly within their visual editor. So if we have a look at that in practice, don't have it on this browser, but I do have it on a different one. A sec, I'll just find it. Max is asking if I can check Discord after stream. Max, I can absolutely check Discord after stream. Seku is asking if Webstudio embed supports code like some piece of JS. Yeah, Seku, 100%. The HTML embed can support anything, well, any of your basics, right, out of the box. So your HTML, CSS, JavaScript embeds, they're pretty easy to use. I will show you a demo of this in just a sec, right on the screen here. So this is a site that I wanted to add some animations to via Lightmove, which is a visual GSAP editor. I think this is working. I'm not sure. Yes. So you see, I've added some hover animations, and then I've also added over here some fade-in transitions. And again, this is just a test to try and as we're working to integrate with their team into our platform. So how does this then look through their builder? So they have a login, okay. So you'd then go into here, go add page or replace page, whatever. Give it a sec. It will then open up that project inside of their editor, or should. Oh, no, okay. I don't know if I have a great easy example. Actually, tonight. All right, let's just go through it from their front end, and then I'll explain how it works that way. This is all sort of a work in progress. We'll do it officially. So this is what they have. They have this visual sort of editor where you open it up and then you can define a bunch of animations in a similar way to you would with Webflow interactions or Framer interactions or animations, and then apply that directly onto your website. So this will likely go live on Webstudio in the coming weeks. Likely, if everything goes well. Obviously, there is Lunar New Year here in Vietnam, so things might be a little bit more delayed. But the idea is we should be able to use something like this to quickly build advanced animations and interactions on Webstudio. Throughout the year, we will work on our own animation and interactions engine. And then when that eventually comes to light and we do get around to shipping it, that will also be included with any of the current pro subscribers, whether that's a monthly or a lifetime subscriber. Whew. Long answer, but we got there. Okay, Max, after the stream, can you check Discord? Max, I absolutely can. Seku, I was about to show you how our JS embeds work. So if we have a look, Seku, here, this is a really example. I've just got here my JS script loading. I've just pasted this inside of a HTML embed block. And then like you saw just before, when we look at this then on a live site, you'll see it's then pulling in. Nope, it should be, yeah, it's then pulling in our different scripts which animate things. And you can really do this with any kind of script. So if you're using external forms that you want to embed, different animations. We built one last week with the community around countdowns. I've still got that open here, I can show you. Where is it? Here we go. Yeah, so you can see here we made a little countdown, and this is also a JavaScript embed. And the way this works is essentially you just set the date and then it will automatically count down. I'll show you this on the front end as well. Components. There we go. You can see then it's counting down. Same thing with like fancy little animations here. It's got a little pulsing effect. All these share buttons, they also run with embeddable script, and it's like share directly in your different platforms. So yes, point being, the HTML embeds do support scripts super easily. And then there's a bunch of different toggles and configurations you can do on each of them to change or to define when those scripts execute. If you just want them to be in the head and appear on every page, if you want them to rerun on different pages, if they're just different parts, that will all work. Eric says, gonna some training to use that. Yeah, it's really cool. I really like Lightmove. It's still a work in progress. We don't have the integration live yet, but I'm pretty confident that it will go live in the coming month, if not coming 2 months. Both our team is super keen on getting it live. Their team seems super keen on getting it live. We've done some work together already to push this through, so I think it should be pretty good. Max, it would be cool if all those not really released components would somehow be available with open copy paste site. Yes, so Max, you can already do that. So I need to create an edit link on this in the site, but essentially you can jump onto any of these blueprints today and you can just copy them straight away. I will repost this as a tutorial in Discord tomorrow, but you already can. You can just jump in and start editing. Anita says, wow, that looks cool. Can't wait. Me too, Anita. It'll be super cool when it gets released. Seku is back asking, nice, so I can make a custom cursor and Mikey text. Yeah, you can already do your custom cursors. Like those highlights, those fancy, nice things. I haven't got around to trying them on Webstudio yet, but I know that you can based on what we have been working through. So I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna go back to full screen. Do we have any other questions? I wonder if this chat works. How exactly can I use those components? Okay, let me show you, Max. So I'll make a proper tutorial tomorrow on these. I think I should have time tomorrow. So the way you can use it is essentially, I will give you a share link. So I have this here. I will just chuck it in the chat over there. So if you open, oops, sorry, there we go. If you open this up, I sent the wrong message the first time. Okay, it's the second link. So if you open this up, what you will see when you open this page up is this. Anita, yeah, the video will remain live as a live stream unless there's copyright issues or something that goes wrong, but I can't imagine that being a thing. I think you should be fine. Even if this video doesn't go live, everything that I covered in the video tonight, I will publish in a second video tomorrow. But otherwise, DVR, like you can scrub through the video. It will be live as like one of our past live streams on the YouTube channel. So back to Max. Max, once you click on this link, it will open up a page that looks like this, which is a preview page. All you need to do is click on the play button on the top right-hand corner, close off the AI, and then you have access to everything that I've built. So first thing that I would like you to do is jump into the style guide and then just copy the style guide page onto a page on your website. The reason why you should do this first is because there's a lot of predefined systems in this style guide, from your different headings, your colors, and they're all interconnected with each other. It'll make it a lot easier to use those blueprints. Once you've got your style guide copied across, all you need to do is literally just go over here, Control C, jump onto your existing project. Let's not use the one that I have open. There we go, this one. And then you just go Control V and it will paste in that new style guide. There we go. Once you've got your style guide pasted in, any component that you want to use, all you need to do is go over to it on that site. So back to our editor, here we go. And let's just say we wanted to use the countdown as a blueprint or the social shares as a blueprint. We haven't done that one before. All you need to do, click on this to highlight all the share buttons, Control C or Command C, jump back over to your new site, Command or Control V. You see, it will paste it in. Well, this one doesn't have a background, it's a bad example. If I just chuck it into Page Wrapper. Terrible example tonight. Hang on, let me show you this properly. Fresh page. Yeah, untitled, it's fine. Okay. Okay. Page. No, I want just body on that. And EG-P-950. Wrong one. It's N, not P. That might still work. There we go. Then we'll paste these in, and you can see you've then got your social share buttons that will paste as it is. It wasn't working before because I've got like a bunch of random shit on that other page. Just ignore that. But if you do paste other things from the blueprints, you can just paste them. So let's grab a different one as an example. So let's grab the accordion, for example. Let's go over here, copy the accordion. And again, we'll chuck this in the box. So it'll just paste it across. And you can pretty much use anything you want, whether it's those pricing cards or the countdown that we created. You can go ahead, beep boop, paste it in, and that will apply here. And then you can again make those changes. So if you did want to change the countdown date, for example, you could say instead of December 21st, 2021, I could do 2024. And on publish or on refresh, that will then update the script. So I'll show you that here. There we go. It's updated to 370. So yeah, if you do want to use, feel free to use. Again, I will make it official tomorrow in the community as soon as I get time to record like a proper how-to video. But otherwise, for tonight, feel free to jump in. Just keep in mind that some of the stuff is a little bit of a work in progress. Valentin is saying for animations, it'll be great if we can have keyframes and on-load and on-exit triggers. Yeah, so Valentin, I think what's most likely that we do is go with a library like GSAP, which has a lot of these things built in, and then just build a visual interface around a library like that. So they can then have your entry-exit animations, any like child hover or hover element A impacts element B, which don't need to be the same element. Any of those kind of things should be fine. In the interim, light move can do this, but they're also quite a junior product and it's also sort of figuring out. So once light move comes along and we do integrate with them, you'll be able to use them first. When we do build our own nice animations engine, they are definitely things that we want to integrate or to add. Max says, great, thanks. Bogdan says he's back. Welcome back, Bogdan. And Max is also saying, by the way, what's light move again? So Max, light move doesn't have anything to do with us, as in different company, different developers, just someone that we're looking to integrate with in the short term. So essentially light move is an animations engine. So they allow you to visually do things like grow, shrink, page load, page leave, scroll type animations without having to write additional code. Seku says, I've got to go. Have a nice time. Looking forward to the updates. Bye all and good night. Seku, thanks so much. It's been a pleasure. We are gradually going to wrap this up here as well. We'll do 5 more minutes, I think, and then we'll slowly close things up. But yeah, Seku, thank you very much for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. Max, Lightmove is by Softlight. Yes, Softlight is the company behind Lightmove. Okay, let's move the table up. We'll do a little wrap up. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for the fun that I got to have throughout the evening as well. I really do appreciate it. If anyone has any questions or if there's anything they'd like to see in a future video, make sure comment down below. I check the comments and then we'll update and we'll do a future stream together as well. I will post links in the chat before I close things off to the community. Please join the community if you want to engage and join with me. I'm there, I'm live every day. The rest of the team is there live every day, almost 24/7. So if you do have any direct questions, or if you wanted to engage and build with the community, please join the community as well. The last thing that I'd end on tonight is there are 3 days left on our lifetime deal. Max, I'll check Discord, I promise. So let me just open this up. 2023 private LTD. So our lifetime deal is essentially a one-time payment, lifetime access to Webstudio with some pretty high limits. And you can find it here. I will also post it in the chat. If you're interested in the lifetime deal, keep in mind it ends in 3 days. After the 3 days, we will no longer be doing a deal at the same price. We'll probably introduce some new pricing a little bit higher after that in the new year. But if there is if you were looking to start an agency or you are looking to get a tool or you're a Webflow user and you like Webflow and you can imagine a future with Webstudio, I would invite you to come check out Webflow. I'm mixing up Webflow and Webs. Webstudio user, likes Webflow, get a lifetime deal so that you get it forever and you don't need to pay any recurring subscription fees. That is it. But anyhow, squad, team, thank you very much for tuning in tonight. Thank you all. Max, I will jump onto the comments. Have a lovely evening, everybody. Thank you for the company, and I will catch you in the next one.